Tonight on AATGM TV, the zombie apocalypse is here, but quite unlike the movies. Instead of shuffling brain eaters, Karens and Darrens are yelling at everything in their paths. Could your children be next? The Canadian 2021 election is over. One party won, all the others lost. Find out how this will affect the future of your children. New evidence from a massive study on kittens indicates that they might actually be miniature cannibalistic hell demons. Learn how to protect your children. New research suggests that doing your own research proves nothing more than the presence of an inflated ego.
Stay tuned on how to inform your children.
All that and more on Alex and the Garbage Man.
All right, fuck it. End the show. We're done. We can't top that. We're done.
Your children. It's always about your children.
Yeah.
It's like that Vin Diesel Fast and Furious meme that's going around. It's all about family, which I brought up on the You Missed It podcast. I don't know how many episodes ago. That the media wants to focus on that. They want to personalize it. Everything's got to be about your family, your children, your area, you in particular, your neighbors, dogs, cousins, Rottweilers. I don't know. You know? They always try to, the fear mongering. They're being a bit more obtuse about it, but it's still there.
But that's the way, if you really think about it, now you put it this way, when you think about all the newscasts, like, and it's not as bad as it used to be, but maybe it's because I don't watch American news. But it was always like, tonight, find out what pop will kill you. Find out what candles are scented to kill you. Like, it was always... And it was right, because that's what it was. Like, tonight at 11, just when you thought it was safe to go in the bathtub, no adhesive ducts, right? Like, it's always something. And, like, I can hear, like, the old, like, in the 90s, is how they would say that, right? And you're just like, you really thought it was doom and gloom. And we talked about it before the show started. We were talking about Bowling for Columbine. That's the way, remember, that's what Michael Moore says, the way the comments they used to say it was all doom and gloom on the news.
Mm-hmm.
It was never, and it was really accentuated in the 90s, like you said. I mean, it's still there, but it doesn't seem to be as, like, punchy as it used to be. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they're more subtle now because
Mm-hmm.
they got called out for it.
Before we continue, I just want to say happy anniversary to my wife. 10 years married, 10 years. I put her through a lot of shit in 10 years. And I just wanted to say that I love you and happy anniversary.
Well, happy anniversary.
Right. Enough of the mushy bullshit. Shut the fuck up. Let's move on.
Is she going to get pension from having to deal with you for all these years?
I sure hope so. Like, you know, I really think that she should. I'm not saying she's going to get a pension, but she definitely deserves it. So.
And good evening, Jen. Thank you for being here.
Oh, look at that. Look at the old guy who pushed one too many buttons and put an H at the end.
Look who wheeled themselves in here with their cup of milk of magnesia.
Yeah. No shit.
Oh, now he's
I'll let my wife know what you called her.
Yeah, he thinks he's being young and cool and hip by saying bitches. What is this, Dave Chappelle from 2003? Yeah. Come on, man.
Yeah, what are you going to do next? Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
But it is a hell of a drug, isn't it? That's what I've heard.
Murphy.
Never done it, but I've heard it's a hell of a drug.
Yeah, it scares me. I've never done it either. And
tonight I go back at 11, how cocaine might kill you and your children. Ooh.
Yeah. Tonight, if you use this drug, you could die. Dun, dun, dun. Right? Like, fuck. So, so let's get the big points out of the way, because I'm actually curious about what your thoughts are. So, the election. Are you shocked about what? Like, I'm not. I figured it was going to be a minority conservative or liberal. That's what I figured, honestly.
With all that I had heard on social media and from people in general, I thought the liberals were going to lose, and I thought it would flip like it does in the United States from one side to the other, the pendulum swing every time. But nope, not much really changed. A few seats changed parties, but that's about it. Ahoy hoy!
Oh, ahoy hoy! And and it's funny because every election, out come the fucking, we need to annex the West and we need to leave and blah, blah. We're not going anywhere, guys.
We're not going anywhere. Fuck that.
Now, I do agree that the fact that, that basically everything's decided in the Greater Ontario area is fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, they have triple the amount of seats we do.
Yep.
That's fucked up.
It is fucked up. It is a broken system.
Yeah. The deck is stacked at that point. So we need more representation. Go ahead.
Yeah. Well, and not okay, you don't even want to go for us. How about the Yukon and in the Northwest Territories and none of it? One seat?
That's stupid.
That's pretty fucked up.
Yeah.
You figure it'd be at least the equal amount of seats spread out. Like, I get there's more population in Ontario, but again, they don't know how we live out here. They don't know, somebody living downtown Toronto has no idea what the fuck's going on out here. All they think is that we're the bastard oil people who fucking, they probably think that we're like Mad Max out here. You laugh, but would you really be shocked if they thought it was like Mad Max out here, including the crazy guy with the guitar on top of the truck?
Which was really cool, by the way. I love that part of the movie.
I really liked the remake of Mad Max. I quite enjoyed it. More than I thought I was going to.
Yes.
I can't lie.
Yeah. I cannot lie.
You other brothers can't deny. When a girl walks in with an itty bitty waist and a round thing in your face, you get sprung.
In this day and age, I mean, people can't be that stupid. We have the internet. They can go look at videos of people from Alberta and people in towns and cities and see that they're not all, da-da-ding, ding, 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 ding. Maybe in Ryan's old neck of the woods. I think it was Vegreville. Yeah.
Vegreville.
But not everywhere else. I mean, maybe in Edson. I've got a story about Edson, Alberta, and we'll get into that in a bit. But not everyone is just stupid, okay? Not everyone. No. Not all the time.
We're talking about major city areas, and I remember my dad ranting about this, and I remember kind of reading about it, but there was this big thing about on the island they were going on about, or Vancouver Island in Vancouver, like the metropolis, carrying on about how the bear hunt was horrible up in northern Canada, and it's like, oh, these animals are majestic. You don't need to kill them, bro. And it's like, well, we're not out here like completely fucking destroying like the wildlife,
I can just hear him saying that.
Strong.
Because I'm old. Yeah, you are.
So yeah, I've always find it funny when like when people there was a meme that showed like Vancouver, like I think it was Vancouver or something like that, deciding or Toronto going on about like the oil sands, how like people who live here telling us about pollution and like the smog in the fucking city. They get to see the smog. And you're worried about what fucking the oil sands are doing? Jesus Christ.
Ezra Levant with Sun News back in the day, he did a kind of mock interview of people protesting pipelines. And this was in, I think, 2009 or 2010. He was in Stanley Park, so downtown Vancouver. And the way he edited that, it was deceptive. But of course, he's on the right, so he's got to do that. And he makes blanket statements like, oh, all of these protesters drive nice cars and they all use oil products and they're all totally hypocritical protesting against oil. Well, Ezra, you're a piece of shit because you're being dishonest, for one. So fuck you and fuck Gordon Campbell too. So yeah, I know. I lost all my brain power because I said Ezra Levant. I got too frustrated to continue.
Well, but how do you do that? That sounds like such a stupid thing to say. It's just straight up vote. Like, what was it? Last I saw, even the voter turnout was only like 16%.
Wow.
I could be mistaken. I'll need to look at that. I saw a 16% number, so I need to go.
Yeah, cite your sources.
Yeah, let me go look.
Directly elect a leader. So one person, one vote. You should listen to what people in the states have to say about that. About the not only the electoral college, but how voting is done in the states. If it was one person, one vote, then the population in the United States being what it was on either East and West Coast, and then in the middle, it's just spread out. East and West Coast would win every time because of their population. It would be slanted. It would be way unfair to the people in the middle of the country. Political definition of a democracy. Yeah.
Wow.
Have we tried that yet? Have we tried an actual democracy? Because with regards to communism, there's never been an actual textbook trying of it. It's always been the Russian style or some other style, and it's always been corrupted. So who knows if it's actually been tried. Yeah, the electoral college, it was installed for a reason, but I don't know what that reason is. And what do you got?
I'm trying to find 59%.
Okay.
So that's down in 2019 it was 67.
What about previous years, like when Harper was elected in 2005?
When the Liberals went into power, 68.3% registered turned out. I just saw, in 1988, the 1988 election, 75%. Was that Mulrooney?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Directly, one person, one vote, directly for the leader of the country, not the MLA. Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, I gotta say, I know it's cliche and I know it's a fucking meme, and I shared it twice on 2 different occasions, but yeah, we couldn't have thought of something better to do with $600 million.
Well, we could have, but no.
Like I actually was thinking about this morning, and I meant to Google it before we went back on the air. Population of Canada. Okay, our population is 37.59 million. Okay, hold on. Sorry, 38.1. Holy fuck, we added 1 million people in this country over in 2 years.
And they're all illegal immigrants. We got to take our country back.
And alarm your babies and children. So $600 million is what was spent on this election that he did promise he was not going to do during a pandemic. You mean you could have given each Canadian $1 million? Every Canadian. And just said, here, take $1 million. Here's $1 million. We wasted $600 million to do nothing. I saw something. I know this is it's a socialist or whatever you'd call it. I don't even know, but this meme said, get rid of all the billionaires. Once you hit $999 million, that's where you cap out. You're done. And guess what? Your money gets funneled back into society, and we'll build you a park in your name, right? Like I kind of giggle, like, that's actually a pretty good idea, Like you think, like, I mean, we've talked about this kind of stuff before. Like, fuck, if I got a house, like the government gave me a house, I'd be like, cool. You mean I don't have to pay a rent or mortgage? Well, guess who's going to put that money back into the economy now?
Yeah, and save for retirement,
and
because CPP is going to be absolute trash by the time you and I hit old age, if we hit old age.
Yeah, that's just it. Well, at the rate I'm going, that ain't going to happen. But yeah, could you imagine? Like, yeah, you don't have. So yeah, like, say what a mortgage, and I'm saying for us here is anywhere from $1,200 to $1,500 a month. We'll say.
Yeah, just the mortgage itself, not utilities or land
Yes.
taxes or anything else.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. So if you like, you still have to pay your land taxes, right? Because like, but yeah, if you were to get that and that, like, my God, like, I was excited when my truck was paid. My truck is paid off,
Mm-hmm.
and that's been kind of like a life changing thing. You imagine, like, yeah, not having to pay $1,500 to rent or a mortgage.
Yep, back into the economy it goes.
Well, that's exactly, because really you could take half of your, even if you said, okay, well, say you were paying $1,500 a month for your mortgage, you can go, okay, well, I'm going to take 800, 750 of that, and that's going to go into my retirement.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll take 750 of it, and that's going to stay in my pocket to help the economy.
The local economy, exactly.
Yeah, to travel and like to spend on tourism and, to be able to enjoy life, which a lot of people don't get to do because they can't afford to.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Jesus, how much were your washer and dryer? 1,000 each?
Well, he's old, so it's probably that old ringer style. And dude, who bamboozled you, you old prick? You don't have to pay for a fucking clothesline. Wow. No, that one didn't work. I thought it was a good one.
I was trying to come up with a washboard joke, but
yeah,
I had nothing.
He uses his washboard abs because he's an old man who's buff. I don't know if he is or not. So, all right. So I was saying with this as I put my awesome Texas Chainsaw Massacre shirt on. I remember, I think it was Exorcist's tagline was there was like people were fainting and running out of the theater, like they didn't want to watch it, right? And what a social experiment it would be to take those same teenagers who were freaking out over, it compared to today's standards, not much, and showing them like like Annabelle and fucking The Nun and The Grudge and The Ring. I'm just thinking off the top of my head, they'd have a heart attack.
Yeah, or Inside, or High Tension, or Raw. Those are all French films. Or Cannibal Holocaust.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that had a few moments in it. Or I haven't seen the Hatchet trilogy yet, but that's supposed to be pretty brutal as well. Or the American Guinea Pig series. Haven't seen that yet. I've seen the first two Guinea Pig movies. Those are Japanese movies. They're short films, pretty much. Those get pretty disgusting at times.
Okay, but where's the line between a horror movie and just horror porn?
It depends on, I guess, how horror is defined. Because when you add torture into it, I don't know. I guess it could be like metal. It branches off into another subgenre, perhaps.
Maybe, yeah. And maybe you put it that way. Okay, yeah, you put it that way. I can roll with it then. I can go with that. Okay, yeah, because that's what those. Because that was the thing when you go back to like the original Texas and the first Halloween and even the first like Nightmare on Elm Street. When you go back to those things. It's the build of the intensity, especially like Texas. He only kills one person with chainsaw.
Yeah.
In the first movie, right? So, but it's everything around the situation that's just horrifying.
Yeah, it's the suspense, it's the thrill, it's the atmosphere. I love atmospheric horror. And
that will Halloween with the music, the piano, like, they had to like kill scenes and shit, but it was like I remember I was watching one of those documentaries on Halloween and it wasn't John Carpenter, it was Sean Cunningham. He's saying it was a Carpenter. Okay, anyways, it was one of the famous guys. I'm sorry, but their son watched it and the kid was like, we had to keep covering our eyes, and it wasn't because of it was the music was scaring them, like because it was so creepy, the music, right?
Yeah,
they were watching Halloween, and it was that piano, right?
Yeah. I think of the music from The Exorcist.
Mm-hmm.
Very memorable, very creepy, sets the tone right away.
Yep. And that's that atmospheric terror. Like, and it's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I appreciate it, because it's the build around it. And yeah, with me, when it came like to the gore stuff, it's just like, okay, like we're just building to the next brutal fucking whatever the fuck's gonna happen, right? So you're just like,
I think he's talking about Exorcist and music.
mm-hmm. Yeah, the music.
Probably.
You know, but it's those little things that like are like the first Nightmare, when it's like, you know, they're doing the Freddy. Was that in the first Nightmare? 1, 2, Freddy's come for you.
I think that was the third.
Yeah, I think it was the third. Oh, someone's messaging me. It's my dad. Oh, but yeah, it's those little things.
Yep.
You know, but then of course then it turns into funny, like Friday the 13th, where you hear the and everyone's like, you know, like fucking. That's what it turns into, right?
Yeah, but when you first hear that in the first film, it sets the tone, and it can be terrifying for that time. You hear it nowadays, and you're like, oh,
yeah, and that's what Bart says in one of the Halloween tree houses. He says, yeah, you know, when you think about, when they read The Raven.
Oh,
and at the end, he's like, yeah, you know, it's kind of like the first Nightmare. It's pretty contained compared to today's standards. You know, and it is, I know we should, like I said, I'll hook you up and stuff, but that reading of The Raven was awesome
by James Earl Jones.
Yes, it was so good.
Yes,
and creepy.
Yes.
Right, it was really creepy and that's what I love about like Simpsons. Not so much Simpsons, but like Family Guy, when they do, or even Simpsons, when they do like The Shining, like they hit the high points. So basically, like, that's pretty much what happened, but they bang it out in like what, 7.5 minutes?
Yeah,
you know, it's kind of like when Family Guy did the Star Wars trilogy. There, like they were only an hour long, but they basically hit every high point, so you knew, like, oh, that is basically the movie right there, right? Yeah, I like Halloween's my favorite time of the year. I like creepy stuff. I like it. Like, do you I'm sure you have them down in Vancouver, but like Spirit Halloween, the Halloween store. Yeah. I just love going in there. I just love going in. What did we buy last time we were there? No, nothing. We were good that time. I didn't buy anything. I gotta fix that thing. Kim hung my Friday the 13th thing up. She just put like that those hooks with the M3 shit on the back. It's not in the middle. It's driving me nuts. It should have been in the middle. It's driving me nuts. Where the fuck is everybody tonight? I know Chad had to go bowling because he's old.
Oh, how can he go bowling? Does his wife throw the ball for him and say, "Oh, you're doing so great, Chad"?
I think she wheels him up and uses one of those little kid things with the ramp on it. He's like, "Yay!" I'm pretty sure that's what happens. We'll go
and then he zonks out, starts snoring.
Yeah, he gets in a fight with the guy that hands out the shoes because he's not allowed to smoke in the building. Back in my day,
where did all the ashtrays go? Yeah. God damn it!
It's amazing when you think about where people used to smoke.
Yep.
Like
bars,
everywhere.
Restaurants.
And I did see this has been shared on Facebook with COVID, and it's like taking a mask off when you get into the restaurant to eat is like having a designated pee area in the pool. I was like, that's kind of funny. Well, you think, if you're cough and people don't cover it because people are pigs. And I've more noticed it now.
Oh yeah.
Like you know, like I've always been the guy that covers my mouth or sneezes, and just you watch the amount of people that just hack and sneeze and not like cover their mouth, or take a piss and just walk out of the washroom.
Yeah.
I feel like following them and shaming them when they go into a store. Like, hey, that guy's got pee-pee hands. Like, how do you like? Ugh.
Yeah, and it's not an economic thing because the water and the soap in the bathroom are free. Anyone can use it. So it's not like he's trying to save anything.
Yeah, no shit. Yeah, I don't. Now back to what we were saying. That's what I meant with the mask. Like sitting. I mean, I'll say is I wear my mask. I am vaccinated. Okay. But it also reminded me of when there used to be a smoking section and a non-smoking section in the restaurant, and there was nothing in between them. It's like I can still smell the cigarettes over here. Like, what the fuck is the difference?
Take the Alexander Mackenzie restaurant, for example. When you walk in, I think the left was non-smoking and the right was smoking, if I remember correctly.
I think you're correct. Yeah.
And there was something in the middle, but it was just an area. Like the smoke could drift that way.
Exactly.
But I think that's their justification.
Well, that was Max. They made the back was turned to the smoking section, I think. Because at one point, because we used to smoke everywhere in there.
Yeah.
And then it got to, I think it was the back side of Max, the far left side, and then you had to go outside. That's like when you used to be in Quigley's, the smoking section.
They glassed that off, which I thought was pretty cool. Yeah.
Well, they did, and then it was funny because you go to the bar and everybody would be in the smoking section.
Yeah.
There was nobody out in the rest of the bar. We got 100 people packed into this fucking room that's made for like 30. And it's just like a wall of smoke.
Yep. Yeah, wall of smoke. Back in the 80s, I can remember being a kid walking from my bedroom down the hall, and the kitchen and the living room were pretty much connected. So I would step into the kitchen area on that linoleum floor, turn to the left, and it would be nighttime. My parents would be sitting in their respective chairs. They would have their lights on beside their chairs, and I could see the silhouette, the outline of them just bathed in cigarette smoke. And there were only two of them, and they were smoking like crazy. I'm surprised they're still alive.
Mom and Dad don't smoke now, do they?
No, definitely not.
I didn't think they did, yeah. But that was the way, like, my parents still smoke in their house.
The walls have got to be yellow. Do they have pictures hanging up for like 20, 30 years at a time?
They have, well, they've been in that house now for a while now. Okay. So I bet you there would be some yellowing now.
Yeah.
I bet you. Well, so my friend's dad passed away, and he smoked in his house, and they were redoing the house, and I went in there to look, and it was just like, holy shit! Like you could see the outline of the couch, like where he was smoking. It was unfucking real.
I remember being in Turner's old place, and this had to be the year 2000. I could somehow tell that the walls were just yellow. They might have taken a picture down or something, but even at nighttime, you could tell the walls were yellow. It's fucked up. Yeah. Your dad's going to be one of those guys who's going to live to like 85, still smoking.
So what did you send? What did you send in the chat here, Ryan? What's the point of this? I don't understand it.
What do you mean? What did he send in the chat?
Well, he sent it like there's a group chat he has for me and you on Facebook. Yeah, and I don't know what he was. That's all we could discuss. That list. That fucking list of the top 10 songs of all time.
Ugh, what the fuck?
Yeah, you know what? I really wanted to. I think, it's a shame we don't have like Chad and Brody aren't here, because I think this would be a really good topic to have them involved in. But it's prevalent now. I gotta find that list.
Just shit on it, because it is. I did say it was pretty diverse, but then again, it is pretty restrictive as well.
Well, and I don't want to. I guess I'm gonna say it. The team that seems to me. Oh, there goes. Bye, Chad. You're gay. I mean, I love you. Wait.
Bye, Chad.
Gay. You got to start sending that stuff in the other. Oh, you must not meant to send it to us. Where are you, Alex? There's Alex. Alex, he unsent message. I'm confused with what the fuck you're doing. Oh, yeah. Okay. All right. So I disagree completely. So the musical store that I shop at, the Rolling Stone magazine recently released an updated list of the top 500 songs of all time. Now this makes no sense. This to me is that I don't know. I would want to call it the social justice warrior thing taking over. Really, because updated. Okay, so when I list these songs, folks. These songs, none of these songs have been written in the last
40 years?
20. When did, okay, well, anyways, let's get to, this is the list, okay? Actually, do you have your Google machine? Can you use your Google machine right now?
Probably.
Well, because then you can tell me what year the song came out. So I'm going to start at number 10. Okay, so this is the top 10 list as by the Rolling Stones, the greatest songs of all time. Number 10 was Hey Ya by Outkast. What year did that come out?
2004?
Is that what it was?
5? Something like that, yeah.
I thought it was 2003 or 2. That's what I want you to Google for me.
Oof.
Oh, fuck. I can do this easier. Sorry, I don't even need you to Google it. Hold on, my bad. I can just go on here, my Google Music. Outcast. Okay, so 2003.
Oh, shit.
Was that. Okay, so then number 9, which I really don't have a problem with this song, is Fleetwood Mac Dreams. But again, like, I like the song. Yeah. Is it a top 10 of all time? No. So let's see. So anyways, so Dreams is from the 70s. Number 8, this is where it's like, give me we should have found what the original playlist was.
Yeah.
Okay. 2008, Get Your Freak On by Missy Elliott. Number 7, Strawberry Fields Forever. Okay. By the Beatles. Number 6, What's Going On by Marvin Gaye. Okay. Number 5, Smells Like Teen Spirit, Kurt Cobain.
No.
Not at all.
Nope.
No,
Wrong.
It's the greatest song. It's
Wrong.
Not even Nirvana's best song.
Wrong.
Well, do the video. Let's go. What the fuck?
No. It'd take too long. It's all right.
Number 3, A Change Is Gonna Come, Sam Cooke. Number 2, Fight the Power, Public Enemy.
That's a good song.
Number 1, Respect by Aretha Franklin.
Oof.
I don't get, like, no Zeppelin, no Sabbath, no Doors, no Pink Floyd. And as far if you're going with a rap song, yeah, and that's probably right. You're right. That's probably why, because that popularity that happened with that song with the dude on the skateboard.
Yeah.
But I don't understand. Like, even on this list that I sent you here, like No Heart of Gold by Neil Young. Like, I don't understand. I gotta see if I can find old. Stones top 100. Sorry, itchy eye. But that's just those songs. I just don't. Like I said, that's not even the best Nirvana song.
That's right.
Okay. Here's Rolling Stones 500 greatest. Now this is from 2004. Oh, number 5. Like, oh fuck, okay. Oh, I think we've looked at this list before.
No, I don't think so. Maybe on the old show, but not here.
That's what I'm saying, because I recognize this layout. Fuck, I'm gonna take forever to load it up. And while we're waiting, okay, I got both of them here to go. So, come on, you can do it. I believe in you. But still, wow. course, it's making me wait. It's ghetto. But I still think it's Aretha Franklin's number one because they got her like she's the head.
Crooners?
Yeah, maybe you can bring it up. My computer's being really fucking slow right now.
So is mine.
Wow. Like, super internet, my fat ass.
Yeah, I'm supposed to have faster internet. But then again, it could be the computer itself, not the connection.
I think that's what it is. Actually, I need to take it in here when I get back from Kenzie.
Might have to upgrade the modem and the video card. And if you can't do that, then you need a new motherboard, which means you might need a new computer altogether. Yeah, Sinatra. Sinatra had a lot of good hits.
Now, yeah, see, it's still. So, top 10, this is Dave Thompson's music. Oh, no, this is the Rolling Stones. See, this is my problem with it now points more to that list. Like, so I don't know. Full disclosure, I don't know what year this is. But number one was Bob Dylan, Like a Rolling Stone. Number two was a Rolling Stone, Satisfaction. Again, that's not even the best Rolling Stones song.
But it has that catchy guitar riff.
Number three is Imagine by John Lennon.
Ooh.
And I could kind of be like, okay, I can get behind that one. Marvin Gaye, What's Going On? Okay. What did my mouse finally go dead? No. Oh, maybe it did. Or maybe I froze up. No, I'm still moving. I think my mouse went dead. Finally. I know.
You're stuck.
Yeah. No, I still got the mouse up here, though. Aretha Franklin was number 5, Respect. The Beach Boys, Good Vibrations was number 6. Johnny Be Good by Chuck Berry.
Mm.
The Beatles, Hey Jude. And then Smells Like Teen Spirits, number 9. Then Ray Charles, What I'd Say, parts 1 and 2.
That's a good one.
But like, so here's shit. Of course, my fucking mouse went dead. A change is gonna come. Like, how does it go from being like Sam Cooke from 12 to number 3?
No idea.
Like the song, you know what I mean? Like the song's already been done. It makes no sense to me. Like that list is very fuckety, if you will.
SJW tampered with, perhaps.
Maybe.
Yeah.
See if the wife can bring me a
Moonlight Mile. Nice. Haven't listened to the Rolling Stones too much in a while. Might have to go back.
They got some good stuff, but again, they're one of those bands that I don't fully get. And like Joe Rogan says, I don't have to get it. All right. But I just, they're okay, but I wouldn't say nothing to fucking write home about myself.
Yeah, they're not mind-blowing. Maybe, like most bands, they were mind-blowing at first, but as time goes on, they just kind of roll along.
Yeah, maybe. I see what you did there. I see what you did there. I wonder if my mouse is just... No, it's kind of working. I asked Mama to bring me a battery. Oh, it's 2. It's 2 of them.
I learned this recently. Every once in a while, if it's not the battery, you got to clean the contacts, not only on the battery, but the device itself. So you got to use toilet paper, unused toilet paper, and Q-tips to clean the contacts. That really helps every once in a while.
Yeah, it's weird. I wonder if this is still...
Keith Richards as a lead singer. Man, does he mumble like Bob Dylan?
Right?
Because Bob Dylan, even in the 90s and the 2000s, I listened to some of his stuff, and he was getting pretty mumbly, and he was trying to sing. I mean, back in the 60s and 70s, yeah, you could make out what he was saying, but In more recent years, no.
It still wasn't very good. Again, that's another guy I was never a huge fan of.
He had some really good stuff back in the day when he was young.
He had some good like written stuff. Like, he's a hell of a songwriter.
Oh yeah.
Hell of a songwriter. But I was never a huge, and he's one of those guys that should have just given his music to people. I think so. But okay, well, you want to what? How about we get into some of our stories that you have for us?
Might as well. And I'm going to start off in the Berta.
Oh, should we have done the segue thing?
Nah, we'll save it.
Okay.
Just between us. We'll save it for later.
Don't tell anyone.
Don't tell anyone. All right. So, Alberta COVID party sends several people to hospital with virus. Now, I'm telling you right now, there's only one kind of party you need, and that's TV Party by Black Flag. You don't need a COVID party. You need a TV party. Anyway, this was from today. No, this had to be from a few days ago. So these people decided to get together and to intentionally catch COVID so that they could build immunity to it. But that's not how that works. Build up natural immunity without getting vaccinated. All this stupid shit people are doing to divert from getting vaccinated is both hilarious and sad. So they'll take ivermectin. Yes, there is a human version, even though some people were confused and they were trying to get the horse dewormer. They're drinking bleach or injecting bleach, and they're taking more vitamin D, and they're doing everything else aside from getting the vaccine. And I'll get to the vaccine in a while, because there's a retired college professor whose TikTok channel I really want to promote. So one source told City News that the Edson party, which happened about 2 weeks ago, had sent some people to the local hospital. Like, come on. Hospitals. I don't want to say hospitals everywhere, because that would be a blanket statement with no actual evidence, and I'm against that kind of thing. But hospitals in general are reaching capacity. So,
in general, folks.
In general, yeah. And I heard about this last year in the United States, that people were getting together and having parties so that they could catch COVID and get it over with. And apparently there were people who were doing this with regards to chickenpox, where they would take kids to parties and get them exposed to the chickenpox, and then they would build up immunity from it. Mm-hmm. But this is just stupid.
Yeah, we used to do that. We used to have chickenpox parties. I heard about them all the time when I was younger.
That's the thing. I never heard about them until, I don't know, 2005, 2006.
Huh, okay.
Yeah. Look at this. A doctor told me there's no medical need to be vaccinated as a COVID recovered person. Okay, well, you have the antibodies, so you got a point. Now, I'm not a doctor, so I can't challenge you on your claim, but I would like other doctors to be able to say something about this.
I'm just letting you go. I don't know what else,
Yeah.
I don't even, I don't even know. Yeah. Like, okay, to build up antibodies. So this is the level of stupidity. When it was when there was like a flu, just a flu. Did you go to your friend's house? Hey, dude, let's have a flu party so we can be sick. No, we didn't. So to think that people are actually thinking that it's a great idea to get together to have a COVID party, you're fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, because it's a gamble. What COVID can do to you, it can destroy your lungs. It can give you problems for life. It can kill you. With some people, it doesn't do anything. Yes, that's true. But why take that chance? And then someone's going to listen to that and come back at me and say, why would you take a chance getting the vaccine? It could do the same thing because there are no long-term studies and it's going to get your children. Come on, man.
Okay. Now that to add to this, did you see that video that Brody posted on Facebook?
Probably not. What about?
So I should actually look. So it's a split video, and one says an actual scientist, one is an anti-vaxxer.
That's the one. Yes, Professor Tracy on TikTok.
Is that her? Okay,
that's her. She's awesome.
Can we play this on our channel? Can we play her video? Because it is free. So for those of you, I mean, there's only 2 people here, and hopefully more will watch it later. Brody shared this video, and I want to share this because this is great. And this is the one Alex is talking about. So this is her doing a side-by-side with someone who, I guess if you want to say, thinks that she's a doctor or whatever they are. And yeah, so let's just let the video go and you'll hear what she says. So
yep.
You guys these little tools to have in your tool belt for when people try to question you about why you refuse to get it, okay?
Okay.
Number 1, the mRNA that they're using in it is completely synthetic.
That is true.
This is the first time they've ever done that in human history.
Oh, that's not true.
Number 2, because it is completely synthetic, normally your body would immediately attack it and eradicate it.
Oh, your body doesn't care if it's synthetic or not. It just wants to destroy foreign things.
They had to coat that mRNA in a nanolipid.
That is true.
The purpose of that nanolipid is to keep your DNA from degenerating.
Oh, that's not the job of the DNA. Enzymes do
the
that.
vaccine would be completely useless. However, they have no idea how long it's going to take your body to be able to break down that mRNA.
Less than 2 weeks.
Number 3, because they don't know how long it's going to take that mRNA to break down.
Less than 2 weeks.
That your DNA is going to be creating antibodies.
Oh, no, B cells do that, not DNA.
Indefinitely. Because that mRNA is just going to be lingering around in your system, that's called free RNA.
Oh, no, your body's going to totally destroy that RNA right away.
In your body, and your body hasn't been able to degenerate.
Yeah, it can do that.
That is going to cause your body to send danger signals to your brain.
No, that's not true.
Those danger signals are going to create inflammation.
That's not how inflammation works.
Inflammation will continue to increase until the mRNA is eradicated.
No, it's about the
However,
spike protein of the virus.
The mRNA will have duplicated and replicated so much that every cell in your body will be creating the antibodies.
Oh no, just B cells can do that, not every cell.
mRNA is not altering your DNA.
That's true.
Altering the way that your DNA expresses itself.
That's not true.
It's a messenger RNA, which means it's telling your DNA what to do, basically.
Oh, that's not true.
Once the nanolipid makes it to your
where do
brain,
we go?
Your DNA begins to express something called like cytotech or like cytosine.
I don't know what that is.
Whatever it is, it's the gene for
Oh no, I know it's not that.
Which means you're going to start having inflammation in your brain and inflammation in your spine.
Oh no, that's not
causing
true.
Your brain to no longer be able to communicate with your body.
What?
Hence why people are having so many neurological issues after having the vaccine.
Oh, there's no evidence for that.
This is also why they have to give you more than one dose.
That's not why.
They give you a smaller dose the first time.
No, they're the same size.
Introduces your body to the nanolipids.
That's not what we're introduced to.
It's a larger dose.
It isn't.
But your body is a lot less likely to have a negative reaction because it's already been introduced.
Oh, that's not true. That's not why that works at all.
A lot of people are still having negative effects after the second vaccine.
That doesn't make any sense.
There's something about this vaccine. It's something like vaccines aren't supposed to go into your brain.
You're right.
I don't know if it's the synthetic mRNA or the nanolipid, but because
it doesn't get to the brain.
Is making its way into our brains, so that's why we're having so many neurological reactions.
Again, no evidence.
Unfortunately, it also has a way of making its way into our reproductive system.
Okay, there's no evidence for that either.
Negatively affected there as well as a society. I am unvaccinated.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
That was awesome.
You see, that's what we need. We need people who have the education to counter all these claims that are being made. This is great. And I'll share the screen because I got her TikTok channel.
But you know what the problem is, Alex? You know why these doctors can't do that? Because they're trying to cure fucking COVID from these idiots that won't fucking stay safe. And I'm not even saying to go get the vaccine, but these people that are just blatantly like not wearing masks or not wearing, like, those people. And again, hospitals, maybe the Tabor Hospital, it doesn't have a bunch of people in. I don't even know if we have an ICU, but guess what? They get filled up in Calgary. We're losing doctors here. We're going to lose staff because they got to go help them.
Same with Mackenzie.
Yeah. Yeah. Look.
All right. So if you go on TikTok, look for Sci Time with Tracy. She's a professor. She says she's a retired college professor, PhD in microbiology and immunology. Now, people are going to say, well, where's your evidence for that? This is what I'm going with. Maybe she isn't actually. Maybe it's just a person out there making the claim. But this is what I'm going on. So this is what I would like to promote. And thank you, Brody, for sharing that video, because that led me here. This person is awesome. Again, we need people like this. But then again, she has the time. She's retired, so she has the time to counter all these claims. Actual doctors who are in the field right now, and nurses as well, they don't have the time. So they can't be getting on here and refuting all the claims that people are making. Yep. She can, and this is what we need.
We're going to go complete fucking 180 here. So Joseph Gordon-Levitt shared this, and Ed the Sock shared it. And it says, Joseph Gordon-Levitt with the Throwback Thursday nobody asked for. Dazed and Confused was released in 1993 and was set in 1976. Mm-hmm. A comparable movie today would be about graduating class of 2005. We're old.
Yeah.
And Dazed and Confused is a very good movie.
It's a great movie.
Yeah. All right, next story.
A naturopath. Imagine Ryan the redneck, the minister of the Church of the Brown Bottle, becoming a naturopathic doctor. Good Lord. I'm going to prescribe you whiskey.
Yeah. Hey, get off the freezer. Get my poking stick. All right, next story.
Next. After all the pop-ups go away. Entire BC school district to go into lockdown after vaccine protesters enter 3 schools. So a bunch of concerned parents entered schools to talk to superintendents or principals and talk to them about the children. We got to save the children. We got to help the children. You know what George Carlin said? Fuck the children. Fuck them. And you know what the Catholic Church said? Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, so the school district is locking their doors now because these people, these concerned people, just want the kids to be able to have consent and, autonomy over their own bodies and stuff like that. So all the doors will be locked from the outside. If you want to get into the school, you have to call ahead for an appointment, just so you can't have some random Yahoo walking in and giving what for, because my freedom. See, this is why we can't have nice things. This is why none of us deserve to have nice things, because of people like this. I mean, I've said it before. In this day and age, you can't trust people, and this is yet another example. This is example 15,035 why you can't trust people. I rest my case for the day.
Do these people not have jobs? So, you went to a school during the day. So you took time off your job.
If you have a job.
Well, yeah. If you were employed, wouldn't it be fucking gravy? Wouldn't it be just like salt on your nuts if these guys were like collecting SERP and doing this?
Ooh.
Like, so what I was getting at is, I mean, though I'm assuming a lot, okay, yeah. But as a 41-year-old gentleman who has a full-time job, I can't fathom taking time off work, something to feed my family, and especially in the times where people are becoming unemployed and not being able to make ends meet, to go to a school to make a point about fucking like masks and COVID. Like, are you really? Wow, that's astounding.
Do they have that much privilege that they can do that with their day?
Oh no, you didn't.
Oh no, you didn't.
But wow, like that's where my brain went. We both banged on things today because it's like that's how stupid this is.
Yes.
You went to a school in the time in the age of school shootings. See, I'm doing it again. School shootings and fucking. I'm just holding my hands. I don't bang the table anymore. And perverts and all this shit happening. And you thought it was a good idea to go to a school with two other grown ass men to make a point about something about this.
The good news is that the RCMP is going to be stationed outside schools if this kind of thing happens again. So
that's super.
Yeah. So that takes resources away from actual crimes that are going on so they can go tell a bunch of parents, hey, you guys need to disperse.
Yeah. Yep.
This is the world we live in.
Yeah, the police officers who should be, fuck, what's up, Aaron Andrews? People who, cops who have more important things to do than be guarding the door because John Von dipshit fucking has to come to school because I don't want my child wearing a muzzle.
Oh, a muzzle, yeah. It's called a muzzle. It's called a breath taker away or something like that.
Hey, after spending 2 hours in a fucking hospital room with my yappy son, I wish I would have had a fucking muzzle. I love him, but sweet merciful Jesus. I actually looked down and I said, can you play with your phone or something? He just wouldn't stop talking. And I thought I was a yappy bitch. Holy shit. Like, I was literally going like, oh, you need to shut up. Just Cohen, I love you so much. But just shut up. Because it was so random. It was so, and I don't know if it was because he was nervous about getting the cast or the boot or whatever, because we didn't know at that point. So it was just like, so it might have been nerves just trying to keep his mind busy, but holy fucking shit.
You know how in the movie,
go ahead.
Sorry. You know how in the movies some people get a head injury and all of a sudden they lose their memory, like Overboard with Kurt Russell and Goldie Hawn.
Yeah.
So what if the leg injury that he had all of a sudden triggered this nonstop dialogue going on in his brain?
No, he never shuts up.
Oh.
When we came home from Mackenzie last July, he didn't stop talking from the time we left Mackenzie till Tabor. And I was like at the point where Cohen, you just stop. Like, because it was just random, just talking.
Why can't he be a normal kid and just be on his phone all the time? You know?
Well, on the way up, he was cool. Like, because he just watched the mountains as we went. He was like, nice. Going up. Which is finally, after we went back to Mackenzie, like pretty much every year. There's a couple times it was, and he'd never watched. And then finally, this last year when we went, he just was staring. He was just in awe. And like, we've been coming back here for 17 years because he's 17 now. Well, it was 16 at the time. And it's like, you've had all these times to look at the mountains going through the parks and shit. And now you just realize how awesome they are. Like, good Lord.
Yeah, never take it for granted. I remember walking out the back door of my parents' house and the mountain was right there every time. Mm-hmm. Huge mountain in the background, but it was there. Of course, the yard was huge too. So miss those days.
Yeah. Every time I see a picture of Morphe Mountain, it just makes me smile. Because we don't. I don't think it was like at the time we realized how good we had it.
Yeah.
And yeah, I've been thinking about a lot lately. Like, we've talked a lot about Mackenzie here in the last, but I love talking about it because it brings up such great memories, right? It's such good times. And it was a beautiful place to grow up.
I agree. I've told many people if I were to have a family, I would want the kids to grow up in a small town just like Mackenzie, because you walk outside at night, it's dead quiet. You go for a drive, It's beautifully quiet. And that song you recommended to me, Running Up That Hill, that cover, perfect nighttime driving music through the city or through the country. Either one.
Oh, the one by
Brilliant.
Placebo.
Yes.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
I think I said this last week, and I remember doing this with Donald and Edward, sitting in the middle of Mackenzie Boulevard for like an hour and a half, 2 hours, if not longer, before we saw a vehicle laying in the middle of the boulevard, right by like the tree crusher, just up from the tree crusher, and laying in the middle of the road. And we're just like, let's see how long we can lay here without a vehicle before a vehicle comes. It was so quiet back then. I remember we were camping down the campgrounds. It was me and like Callio and Bill Taylor and Barlow and Blackler and Pat Zelke. Remember Pat?
Oh, yeah.
He had like a piece of shit black Trans Am. We could hear him coming from the other side of town. That's how loud that car was, and that's how quiet it was outside.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just, it's just, peaceful, quiet, especially in the winter.
Oh, yeah.
I remember walking home down to Century from the mall, or even up to the mall from Century, and it was, so cold and quiet.
Yeah, the sounds coming from elsewhere get somehow swallowed up by all the snow that's in the area.
And just all you hear is your feet crunching in the snow.
I remember one year, it was probably 96 or 97, Dave Frey had this little white 4-door Acadian, and there was one time where a few of us hooked onto the back, and we squatted down, and he would do donuts, and we would hold on as long as we could. That was awesome.
I just started thinking, I know we're going back to I bet you could. So one day, I don't know how it led to this, but there was me, Deaton, Barlow, Blackler. Maybe that was it. It was 4 of us. Because the two front, So we were in James's mom's little pink Sunrunner or Sun, whatever the fuck. Remember that thing? Little Suzuki sidekick or whatever.
Yeah.
We decided to go up the mountain in like March.
Wow.
And we ended up burying it up there. And I remember the Skidooers were so mad. Sledders were so mad at us because we were fucking the trail up. Anyways, so we finally get out. We finally get it turned around. We got up pretty high before we had to stop because we got stuck. Nathan bet Wayne $1 or a coffee at Matt. I think it was $1 that Wayne couldn't ride on the back of that thing all the way down the mountain.
That sounds like something both Nathan would say and Wayne would do. Yeah. And
Wayne sat on that tire all the way. I mean, again, March, so it's still cold out.
Oh yeah, slush and stuff.
Well, March or April. It was late because I remember, but Barlow held on all the way to like down the mountain. And I remember we hit a bump. I thought he was going to fly off because we were not ready for it. Because everybody in the vehicle is like, oh, I don't hear his Wayne go, oh, my nuts. Because, of course, he came right back down on the seat. And we get to Max, and his fingers are at the bottom of the hill. And his fingers were like blood red because it was so cold out. But from holding on, for $1. That's what he did. For $1. Yeah.
Awesome.
I remember going, like, I think we talk about a lot of the same shit here, but going in Superior Video, picking horror movies out.
Oh, Ryan is still here. So maybe Ryan would remember the name of the movie that I can't remember who was with me. It was either you or Ryan. We went to Superior Video. We got a really terrible late 70s, early 80s sex comedy, and we watched it at, I don't know if it was Penny or April's place or their parents' place, because it was Peach, whatever those townhouses were.
It would have been April or Penny's.
Yeah, it was a really terrible movie. Someone's got to remember that.
Yeah, it wasn't me.
I've been looking for that for months now, because just so I can add it to the list. I mean, April's okay, but what was the name of it? It was terrible. I found a lot of other early 80s, late 70s terrible sex comedies from that time, but not
Skin
that
Deep.
one.
Do you remember Skin Deep?
With John Ritter?
Ritter. Yeah.
That's a great one.
I remember was hilarious.
The glow-in-the-dark condom fight was awesome.
Yes.
And right after he gets electrocuted and he's walking around outside.
Yeah.
What a great comedy actor he was.
Yeah, no, I wasn't there for that one, for that movie. I remember when we were in the Blue House on Selwyn, we used to get a bunch of shitty horror films. I remember like Sledgehammer and like Camp Blood with the clown, like the cheesy. It was like the same four actresses or actors, and like Camp Blood, I think it was called or something. The cheesy clown mask killer.
Yeah, rip off of the 80s slashers that were going around at the time.
Yeah, almost definitely. Yeah.
Which I've seen a few more of in this day and age. And there were some good ones from back in the day, man. Holy shit.
Well, what would you call a good like, and don't go to the Friday the 13th and stuff,
No.
but like, what's a good slasher film? Like a good, like, guys like me and you would know it. But like, say, well, you know what I mean, right? Like, or even ones I wouldn't know. I'm saying like Sleepaway Camp, we know about Sleepaway Camp, but there are probably a lot of people who have no idea about Sleepaway Camp, the first one.
And I don't recommend watching it because it's terrible, but I recommend watching it with a group because of just how many laughs you can get out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I will keep saying, the end it terrified me. Yeah, it just I don't know why. It just cut me like, whoo. Huh. Now I gotta think a good slasher.
The Burning from 1981.
The Burning?
The Burning. It's pretty good. It's got some really good shots in it. Like single shots. For its time, I guess it's not the greatest, but it always comes to mind when I'm thinking of early 80s slashers.
My buddy went and watched the new Candyman. Said it was not good.
Yeah, I'm not too excited about seeing it.
I like the first one, the original, like the first one.
Yeah, with Tony Todd. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, apparently he's Candyman again.
Oh.
Yeah.
Good for him.
Good. Well, They Live was good. Is that a slasher though? No, that's a horror movie.
No. But that's a good movie.
That is a good movie. They Live.
Didn't you just say that, They Live?
No, They Live. The one with fucking Paxton.
Near Dark.
Near Dark.
1987. Yeah, it was directed by Catherine Bigelow, and Lance Henriksen is in it too. That's a great movie for its time.
Yes, I'm right. It was just Near Dark. I remember Paxton with a half ripped up face.
Yes.
The
Thing is awesome.
The Thing is amazing.
1982, John Carpenter. Love that.
The way it ends is this, like, it's one of those. Holy fuck! Like, you don't know.
Exactly.
Beautifully done movie. Yeah.
Yes.
Again, go ahead.
At the time, it didn't get its love, but now it is, deservedly so.
Alien. The first Alien. The first. Don't like Aliens. I like too, but Alien, man, that was fucking awesome.
Being a wannabe filmmaker myself, every time I want inspiration, I watch the trailer for that movie. Good Lord, is that great. It doesn't reveal much of anything.
No. You know what? I don't think this movie gets enough love for the cheesiness it was, and it's not a slasher film, but I get a kick out of it, is Tremors.
I love that movie.
I love the first Tremors. That was great.
Back in the day, I had it on VHS, and I would watch it constantly because I loved it so much, especially the back and forth between Kevin Bacon and Fred Ward. Mm-hmm. Great characters.
Yeah, great. But everybody fed off each other well. It was an original idea.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of other great, like, movies such as that. You mentioned, we talked about Ghoulies and Critters.
Critters was good.
Critters was yeah. The first, I enjoyed both Gremlins. The first one more than the second one. I enjoyed the Gremlins. These are movies too that I feel you need to watch not on TV with commercial free. You have to watch them commercial free.
I agree.
Yeah,
and you can in this day and age.
Yes. Oh, you can rent almost anything from anywhere. So, now I'm trying to think of other slasher movies.
I really liked Cat's Eye from 1985.
Firestarter.
You know what? I never saw that.
Oh, I need to rewatch it. That shocks me. You have not watched Firestarter.
Yeah.
Wow. I like Night Shift. Stephen King's Night Shift when they're working in the factory with the big mutant bat thingy.
Oh, that's from 1990 as well. Brad Dourif is in that. That's a good. You know what? I watched that last year. Yeah, not bad.
I haven't watched it in quite a long time, so I'm wondering if it's one of those movies I should just let it lie because I did enjoy it. So I'm just wondering if I should be like, hey, step back, don't watch it because you're gonna watch it and go like,
Well, it's up to you. I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah.
Did you ever see the first Howling movie?
Oh, like, dude, back when did it come out? 86?
81.
Then no. Well, yes, but like, I mean, like, I was like 7, 8 years old. I don't remember barely anything from it. So,
yes, I can. Yeah, even though OJ,
yep,
I can still watch it because it's Leslie Nielsen is a Canadian icon and he's funny as fuck. And those movies, they overshadowed the fact that OJ is probably a piece of shit. So
I feel the same way. And as far as Cosby goes, I didn't really enjoy the movies Bill Cosby was in.
Did you see Ghost Dad?
Yeah, I mean, maybe but I could care less. It was one of those movies that I'm like, I need to watch. It was so good. I could watch it again. I could go my whole life and never see another Bill Cosby thing that I'm thinking of, except for Eddie Murphy ripping on him. That I could ever see. And yeah, with OJ, I'm that way with Chris Benoit wrestling matches. I know he's a piece of shit for what he did.
Yeah.
But to watch him wrestle was amazing. But yeah, he's a piece of shit.
Yeah, you can separate the art from the art.
Yeah, you have to. Yeah. You know, like I don't know, like some of them, like of course you're gonna go, oh my god, but Roman Polanski for what he did, right? And allegedly, or whatever, however you want to put it, and people still think he's a great filmmaker, and he's basically in France going like this to the Americans, right? So
he is a great filmmaker.
Yeah. So you know. Oh well, yeah, no, and that's what I'm getting at, right? Like, yeah. Woody Allen, same thing.
Yeah.
So it's all in the eye of the beholder, I guess. You know, like how you want to look at it.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's you go. You guys are not wrestling guys, so I now here's a question for you.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's this television series called Dark Side of the Ring.
Yeah, I've heard of it. Yeah.
Okay, so recently they had a show on what was called The Plane Ride from Hell.
Yeah, this is about Ric Flair. I was listening to Drew and Casey on Less Than Serious talk about this.
Okay, so I was wondering what you guys. So he's of course being blacklisted now and ostracized for his actions in 2001. Now, what are your feelings on that? Now, when I say that, context is king here, okay? And I like, don't get me wrong, this poor woman should have never been through this, and this should have been brought to light back when it happened.
It
like
was
a bigger deal should have been made about what happened to her.
Yeah,
right, and maybe a proper punishment for Mr. Flair, but like he's getting ostracized now, so. I know you guys probably gonna say I don't really want to say a lot, but basically what happened, Ryan, was Ric Flair was legendary for wearing just his robe and nothing underneath.
Doing the helicopter.
And he actually he did. He cornered this air flight attendant and like made her touch it. And so subsequently there was a lawsuit. They did settle out of court. So I don't know I'm not trying to sound like I don't want to sound like because this should have been dealt with way like he should have been put out to dry fucking then.
Yeah.
Right. But I'm wondering, and I don't want anyone to get in trouble for their feelings on this, but how do you feel like 20 fucking years later that this is coming to light and he's taking a shit kicking for it now? So I'm just curious what you think, Alex.
He should have taken the shit kicking back then. He should have been canceled back then for something like that.
I completely agree. Yep.
But it was a different time, apparently. And he was, I think he was more popular back then than he is now.
Oh, most definitely. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
So I don't know, see if this makes any sense to you guys, because I kind of see what Mr. Jim Cornette is saying. He was not taking up for Rick, saying like he should have but what he was saying was, so back when Rick was running hard in the 70s and 80s, like there was kayfabe still. Everybody thought he was a multimillionaire. Everybody thought he was really limousine riding, jet flying, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing son of a gun, right? Woo! So it was and then by the time this incident happened, we're talking like it's the 2000 now, and wrestling isn't like basically the way Cornette explained it was back in the 70s and 80s, like the girls that were at the shows and even the flight attendants, they were going to the rooms that night with the wrestlers. They were, because they were in that wrestling bubble, if you know what I mean. Like, and the girls that went to the shows went to go fuck the wrestlers, basically, right? So in 2000 or 2001, when this incident happened, he was still living like it was the 70s and 80s.
Yeah.
But it's not anymore, right? And I'm not making an excuse. I completely agree with you, Alex. He should have been hung out to dry fucking and canceled back then.
Yep. So
I just wanted to know, like, how do I put this? There's never a statute of limitation on hanging someone out to dry for this shit, but I don't even know where to go with this now. Like, I don't even know where my thought process goes from here.
Well, the lawsuit happened. It settled out of court. One would think, okay, it's done, but apparently not. Well, what does the accuser, in question have to say about it at this point? That's what I want to know.
Well, and she did say, like, you know, it did affect her marriage, you know, like, and and which it might, like, you know, it might maybe it did. So I don't know. It's such a crazy time. Like, again, like, and again, he should have been canceled back then. Right. So anyway, let's get off this, because this is such a weird, you got to tiptoe around it because you don't want to say the wrong thing.
Yeah.
And have us get canceled. So how about we do some Karen videos before we fucking wrap this up?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. I love me some Karen videos.
All right. So this one, I think this is about 45 seconds long. I'm going to let it run its course. And this is, it's 52 seconds long. So it's, we live in the conspiracy day and age. And here's an example of that.
I have a pink bra here. Pink. If you have anybody in your family that has the new pink bras, I've had this one for 1 year now. As of today, September, we're Labor Day. So I'm cutting off this tag, and they are tracking us.
Please don't. Oh my fucking God.
They are human trafficking us. This is how they find your daughter. This, folks, look in the bras, get rid of this. This is a tracking device. It even has little numbers down here. They are tracking your children.
Your children.
I snorted there because, oh my God.
I read the comments for this video. I got this from Karen's in the Wild YouTube channel, by the way. So it's not a tracking chip. It is an anti-theft strip, an RFID tag, an inventory tag, security tag, etc. It's not a tracking chip. If it was a tracking chip, it would need a power source, and it would need to be waterproof, because you know that's gone through the wash a few times.
Unless she's a dirty bitch and doesn't wash it.
Yeah, I don't know.
Dude, you saw my face. Now, hey, on a side note here, Walmart one time they left their strips out, and my friend was at fucking Walmart, and I, walked up behind her and I stuck the thing on the tag of her coat.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So every time she go through, she was beeping. I think she went through about 3 or 4 times where I finally told him, like, yeah, there's a tag on I put it on your coat. You fucking asshole. Like, yeah. She's like, I was beeping everywhere I went. I'm like, yeah, it was right. I think it was right in the ring of her fucking jacket.
No, Nick, you were human trafficking her.
Human traffic. Wow. And like, I wonder if her husband's recording this and going,
yeah.
And maybe he did try to say honey, and she's like, no, god damn, you're never gonna get this cooch skin if you don't record this video. Tracking me.
QAnon.
Yeah, no shit. Okay, next.
Well, she didn't say QAnon, but most likely it's QAnon.
Well.
All right, this one's shorter. I think this is about 20 seconds long. This, you said kayfabe. This is, I think, an example of kayfabe, or just playing it up for the camera. There's no way to prepare you for this.
Fuming! Mega fucking fuming! Fucking lip breaking down all the fucking time! And no one's doing anything about it! I'm fucking angry! Fucking getting soaking wet! Every fucking day! I'm fed up with it!
She looks like that fucking thing from Pee Wee Herman in The Great Adventure. Tell him Large Marge sent you. Wasn't that what it was? Large Marge?
I think so.
Nah, see, she's like, that can't be real.
You're saying that's not a real person, or she's just playing it up with the camera?
She's just playing it up. That's not kayfabe. Kayfabe is like keeping shit secret.
All right.
Like kayfabe would be like, if I wanted to tell you something, and it's like, well, kayfabe, I'll tell you after the show. Like, yeah, kayfabe is just secrets. Yeah. But.
Yeah. Well, had she edited the video and cut out that part at the end where she went silent so she could stop recording, maybe that could be considered kayfabe.
Maybe, yeah. Maybe. So. All right. We got anything else?
Yeah.
Yes.
You may have seen a 10-minute video by, I think the guy's name is Patrick King. He's a guy in the Berta, and apparently he had a lawsuit recently. I don't know if it was with the Berta government or someone in the government.
Government totally sucks, a motherfucker.
But this is how disinformation or misinformation gets spread. Ooh, what the fuck is this? All right, so the Berta did not lift COVID-19 restrictions because of freedom fighter. There was a 10-minute video that was being shared recently that this guy was talking to a group of people outside on his front lawn, I think. He was saying, oh, I proved that COVID-19 doesn't exist. Bro, no, you didn't. So Alberta relaxed its COVID-19 restrictions. I think that was in July that Kenny did that.
Just before, or Canada Day. Canada Day is when we were open back up.
Yeah. So the province, hit its predetermined vaccination goals. Patrick King, Canadian resident, has been falsely credited on social media with driving the change. But that's due to a misunderstanding of what happened in the court case. So in December, he violated COVID measures because he gathered in a large group while protesting masks and pandemic restrictions. Yeah. And he represented himself in court, so that should be a red flag right there. He sought to challenge the validity of the public health rules and requested that the province's chief medical officer, Dina Hinshaw, present papers that discuss the isolation of SARS-CoV-2 directly from a sample taken from a diseased patient. All right, so that was his challenge to them. In July, the Court of Queen's Bench of Alberta quashed the subpoena and found that King had not shown the material he requested was relevant to his case. The court also said that the health agency, that's Dina Hinshaw, had no material evidence that pertains to King's fine. That does not mean that King proved that there was no COVID-19. The court is saying that the health agency has no evidence with regards to what King is talking about. So people misrepresented the language used by the court, falsely suggesting it proved there is no evidence that COVID-19 exists. During a podcast with Stu Peters, King stated, quote, "They knew this whole time that this was never isolated," later adding the restrictions were made up to, quote, "bankrupt our country under the guise of a false pandemic." No. See, I hate it when shit like this gets shared on social media and then it takes a good 2 or 3 weeks before it's proven false or it's proven wrong or there's misrepresentation going on. Every fucking time.
Every fucking time.
Yeah.
Yep. It's every time. Every fucking time. And again, like I know it's a broken record there for the two guys watching, but we say it all the time. But then there's nothing on the after fact of, hey, this guy was a fucking lunatic. This is what happened. It's never fucking followed up. But it's everything in life. It's just left and they walk away. And it's just like, it's like when your son goes to have a shower and the clothes just get thrown beside the hamper and he just fucking walks away.
Drink for Nick bringing his drama on the show.
So yeah, I just wow. Fucking wow.
That's why when I see on Facebook people sharing stuff like this, I don't say anything because I know in the coming weeks there's going to be legitimate intellectual challenges to it, stuff that I myself can't bring up because I have no expertise in this area. What am I going to do? You're wrong, and if you disagree with me, you're an idiot, and blah, 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 blah. You're under the sway of the New World Order and the Bilderberg. You know? I ought to have a wacky inflatable flailing tube man that says the Bilderbergs on it, and just have it outside my place at all times.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
I wonder, what's it's like to live in fear all the time, or just like that everyone's plotting, like the Jim Jeffries bit where he talks about gun control and the government's watching you, and it's like, how fucking important do you think you are?
That the government's gonna watch you?
Yeah, like, and I sure hope they enjoy me watching YouTube videos while I'm picking my nose, like,
or
I hope
jerking it.
they're watching my phone. It's okay.
I feel sorry for the FBI agent that has to watch us.
Yeah,
thinking that we're terrorists, or they're CSIS, I should say.
I hope they're laughing. I hope they laugh at some of this shit they do.
You know what? I would protest them if there's someone that has to watch us looking for like terroristic content. I would be protesting the government, saying you're paying a guy to watch idiots like us.
Like
Fuck
us.
you. I want that money
like
back.
Us.
Yeah.
Like morons that at one point in the show had 7 people watching. We've had 2 to 3 for the last fucking hour. And you're worried about the government. Us. You're fucking what? Worried about us. We can barely form functioning sentences. Well, me anyways. And this is why you're worried about a smart guy and his shaved ape friend. Good job. I'm one step above an ape that throws a shit at the wall, and you're worried about us. Good job.
Well, you said the words living in fear, and the anti-maskers are going to turn that around on you and say that you're living in fear because you wear a mask and you got the vaccine. So,
I am not living in fear. I'm wearing a mask to keep people who are scared comfortable, because I don't want people staring at me like I'm a fucking asshole. Again, if you get off on that, if you get off on not wearing a mask to get a rise out of people, And you're that guy that when you get home, you're like, oh, I got so many people mad at me today. Ah.
Oh, my freedom.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. Oh, my nipples are hot.
Oh,
They hurt when I
freedom.
twist them.
Oh,
Like-
freedom. Oh.
And see, we just had 3 and somebody walked in and went, what the fuck? And they went,
Screenshot.
but seriously, like, I know. Yeah, I do. Well, I'm not scared at all. I wear a mask. And really, all I'm wearing is a neck buff, and I can literally blow anything out that I want. Like, literally, right? It makes people feel comfortable, right? It's just like some people shouldn't wear yoga pants because it looks like they have a queen size mattress folded in their pants. They really shouldn't wear those.
They're trying to steal cottage cheese after they've taken it out of the container.
You know, it's just, there's things that people shouldn't wear. I'm not going to wear a Borat bathing suit out. Because
but you should.
But I should for my freedom.
And I could use it for the thumbnail because we need the publicity.
Could you imagine? Man, that's just a bucket of yuck wrapping a whole bunch of glue. But yeah, it's just I just these guys that just I mean, and it's gonna be a repeating theme is you were just so ready to go out and make people feel fucking just to make somebody feel like they were insignificant or I'm better than them because I'm not wearing a mask. And I look at them,
Mr. Freedom.
And I look at them like this with my smug smile because it's like, I hope you're uncomfortable. Like and what are people probably saying? Get a load of this jag off. Like, fuck, you know? And no one's thinking, well, maybe your butt buddies are thinking like, oh my God, you're so cool for not doing your mask part. Because I know people who don't want to get the vaccine, but they still wear their masks without a problem. I'm talking about that like specific smaller group that doesn't even want to wear a mask, right? And they're just like, you know, like they almost get off on it. And like, I don't know if you think that people are looking at you going, yeah, look at you go. You fucking man. I wish I was as brave as you. No, people are looking at you going, ugh, you're that kind of person. They're not even, I bet you for the most part, they're not even judging you being like, oh my God, this guy's like not wearing a mask. And oh my God, I'm going to get COVID. They're thinking, oh, you're that guy. That's what they're thinking now. You're that guy. You're that guy. And that doesn't mean like, and I know they begin to be like, oh, they think of that guy. Oh, I'm in their heads rent free. Like, no, you're just that guy. That guy.
I'm the opposite guy. If people walk into my place of business and I'm like, you got the mask around your chin. I don't say this part. You got the mask either covering your chin or on your neck. Can you please wear your mask when you're in this place? Because we are in BC and the health restrictions have been in place since August 25th. I mean, it's September 23rd now. So please, and you're older than me. That's the thing I don't get. They're older than I am. I still kind of look like I'm early 20s, kind of. So say from here to here I do. But even I have the wherewithal and the low level of intellectual quality to put the mask on when I'm not outside.
Today,
oh my God, I've seen so many of those.
So we have an elderly lady here in town. Don't get any ideas, rest of Tabor, but she just broke her pelvis.
Ooh.
And for some reason, her home care won't bring her garbage outside, like out to the alley for her. So she called and asked if I could grab the bin for her. I'm like, not a problem, right? Like this poor lady, like for something like, yeah, I actually still have the number to my home care that helped me when I first got out of the hospital. I should message her and ask her about that because I have an older friend who has home care for him and his wife. And I asked him, like, does your home care take your garbage out? And he's like, yeah, of course they do. Like, it's like, okay. So even me going up to her, I made sure to I have a fluorescent orange neck buff to wear. Put my mask, my buff on, and went up. And this was outside. And she asked, oh, is this okay? I'm like, yeah, not a problem, ma'am. I still have my mask on. You know, because I'm trying to make people feel comfortable. I want people to think, especially because I'm work at the town, that, hey, you know, I'm respecting the rules and I'm trying to set an example.
Yeah.
I'm not doing it because I'm scared. I'm not doing it because of any other reason, but just to make people feel comfortable. And that's how you should be living your life, is let's make people comfortable.
Yeah.
Let's not always try to upset people and then go out like again last week I said, like, before you go out, to think into your head like, I can't wait to go to Walmart and get in a fight with someone making minimum wage. Yeah, because that's gonna fucking build my man card rep, is that I can't wait to go fight with people who are just trying to make a living and make them feel like shit.
Yeah.
Because I'm just an asshole.
Yeah, because they're brainwashed and they're enforcing the tyranny. So I gotta break the spell. I gotta force feed them the red pill so that they wake up, bro.
Yeah. Exactly.
What the fuck?
So, anyways, all right. Guess what? I'm hungry. Let's wrap this shit up.
Oh, all right. So I'm gonna pimp one more thing before we go.
Okay.
I had talked about the Jack's Not Ready show from back in the day. So I'm gonna show that.
Yeah. And before you make even a pandemic, I'm going to put Ryan's comment up here. Like, yeah, like the asshole that licked the doorknob here there in PG. Like, there's something mentally wrong with you if you're doing that if there wasn't a pandemic. That's absolutely disgusting and ridiculous. Oh. I think Alex might have froze. Because I'm still in the action. Redneck, did Alex freeze? Because I'm moving to my screen. So, Alex. And then she starts going like a motorboat. Fuck me, Alex. I haven't said anything yet. Oh, he's coming back in another server. Now there's 3 Alexes. Ah! And there's a frozen Alex. Ah! He's back.
I have no idea what the hell happened.
Wow.
I'll try it again.
Okay. Ah, we're in the wrong spots.
We are.
Yeah, that's better. I fixed it.
So like I was saying, Jack's Not Ready was a show that we did in 2013 and 14. The premise of the show was that we would show Jack, which you see here in his younger days. We would sit him down and make him watch a terrible movie. And the episodes are a good 20-something minutes on average. They were a lot of fun. This one at the top, number 7, The Worm Eaters, I chose that movie for Jack to watch. That was fun. So to get here, because this is a playlist, and I think these videos are unlisted, what you do, you go to your YouTube search bar and you type in Molossus Films. And you search for that, and that'll bring you to Jack's channel. There's old Jack. That's an old picture of Jack. He's a little bit thinner now. Fun fact about Jack, he's like 6'7", 6'8". So he's like Craig's size. So you go to his channel. This is a good film that he did. The Next Step from 2014. That's a good film. And the whole thing is on YouTube if you want to watch it. I like that film. So Molossus Films, go to playlists, and then Jack's Not Ready, view full playlist. Unfortunately, not all the episodes are on here. I think Battlefield Earth got a copyright strike, and Mutant Zombie Vampires in the Hood, I don't think that one was posted publicly, but most of them are here. Ghost Shark was fun. Undefeatable. Oh my God. If you haven't seen Undefeatable, you want a bad movie to watch? Undefeatable. That's for you. Manos the Hand. That's cringy. That's from the 60s. Wicker Man with Nicolas Cage. That had some fun moments to it. Freddy Got Fingered is here. Okay. Fuck. I remember seeing Freddy Got Fingered back in the day.
Daddy, would you
Anyway.
like some sausage? Daddy, would you like some sausages?
So yeah. If you want to see more of me in minute parts because Jack is the center of attention, and Zach is the one. He opens every episode. They're two of my co-hosts with the You Missed It podcast. So if you want something else to watch, Jack's not ready. Leave comments, pump up them views. Maybe Jack will do something else. Because I found one other film that I wanted to watch aside from the Worm Eaters. You know what? I'll recommend it here because I don't think the show is coming back, unfortunately. Axum. This is a terrible movie from 1992. There's one hilarious kill in this movie, and the way it was edited together, that's the funny part about the kill, not the kill itself. But you got to watch the movie. It's a terrible movie. I almost chose this, but I went with the Worm Eaters because the Worm Eaters had much more juicier content.
Oh. Juicy.
Juicy.
He fell down.
Scientology conspiracy with Battlefield. Yes,
Yes.
They wanted to make more of that. I think they wanted to do a sequel or a longer film, and
Yeah,
I'm
I
glad they
believe so.
did.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh shit. Are you going? No, he's saying we're gonna go, so he's saying good night now. All right.
Okay.
And so I think your sister Sarah, she knows that asshole that licked the doorknob in PG.
I don't know if she knows him, but I know we talked about the incident. I'm not sure if she actually
Or she knows of him. She knows
Yeah.
people who knows him. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's it for us. Thank you again, the few people who decide to say, probably Jen and Ryan. Really appreciate it. Again. You got anything left to tell us?
No, I'm good.
All right. So there are a few guarantees in life: death, taxes, and saying fuck you to Gordon Campbell.